Good day everyone, I am Evanelo Franco from San Francisco, Talibon, Bohol, and today I am going to present about the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. But before we begin, I would like to thank our professor, Sir Leandro Torion, for this opportunity. Now let's have the objectives for our topic today. Number 1 is demonstrate understanding of the key provision of the Code of Ethics and become familiar with the responsibilities of a professional teacher. The second one is describe how the Code of Ethics can help or guide a teacher in the day-to-day performance, resulting to a good teacher. Number 3, describe and become familiar with the responsibilities specified in the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. And the last one is exhibit professional behavior as set out by the Code of Ethics for Teachers in the Philippines. Now let's have a close look about the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Pursuant to the provision of Paragraph E, Article 2 of Republic Act No. 7836, otherwise known as the Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994, and Paragraph E, Section 6 of the Presidential Decree No. 223 as amended, the Board for Professional Teachers hereby adopts and promulgates the following Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. So mainly, the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers was crafted due to the Philippine Teachers Professionalization Act of 1994. The Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers has 13 articles and an average of about 5 sections in each article. Article 1, Scope and Limitations. Article 2, the Teacher and the State. Article 3, the Teacher and the Community. Article 4, the Teacher and the Profession. Article 5, the Teacher and the Teaching Community. Article 6, the Teacher and the Higher Authorities in the Philippines. Article 7, School Officials, Teachers, and Other Personnel. Article 8, the Teacher and the Learners. Article 9, the Teacher and the Parents. Article 10, the Teacher and Business. Article 11, the Teacher as a Person. Article 12, Disciplinary Action. And the last one, the Article 13, Effectivity. So these are the things that we will study, that we are going to discuss. The Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers serves as a guide for teachers, especially for new teachers. It is imperative that we observe the practice of the set of ethical moral principles and standard values. It was clearly stated in the preamble of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers that teachers are duly licensed professionals who possess dignity and reputation with high moral values as well as technical and professional competence. And in the practice of their noble profession, they strictly adhere to observe and practice the set of ethical and moral principle standards and values. So teachers are expected to adhere completely to the practices of the set of ethical and moral principle standards and values. Article 1, Scope and Limitations. Section 1. The Philippine Constitution provides that all educational institutions shall offer quality education for all Filipino citizens, a vision that requires professionally competent teachers committed to its full realization. The provision of this code shall apply, therefore, to all teachers in all schools in the Philippines. Section 2. This code covers all public and private school teachers in all educational institutions at the preschool, primary, elementary, and secondary levels, whether academic, vocational, special, technical, or non-formal. The term teacher shall include industrial arts or vocational teachers and all other persons performing supervisory and or administrative functions in all schools at the aforesaid levels, whether or on full-time or past-time basis. Article 2, the Teacher and the State. Section 1. The schools are the nurseries of the citizens of the state. Each teacher is a trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation and is under obligation to transmit to learners such heritage as well as to elevate national morality, promote national pride, cultivate love of country, instill allegiance to the Constitution, and respect for all duly constituted authorities, and promote obedience to the laws of the state. So it's really specific, or it's really clear in the section 1 of the Article 2 that teachers are expected to have the Filipino children to respect and to abide to the laws of the state. Section 2. Every teacher or school official shall actively help carry out the declared policies of the state and shall take an oath to this effect. Section 3. In the interest of the state and of the Filipino people, as much as of his own, every teacher shall be physically, mentally, and morally fit. This is very important because teachers are the ones who shape the minds of the young children. And this is really imperative for teachers to be physically, mentally, and morally fit because of the role that they will be playing in the lives of its children. Section 4. Every teacher shall possess and actualize a full commitment and devotion to duty. This is really important. Teachers should be committed and devoted to their duty. Section 5. A teacher shall not engage in the promotion of any political, religious, or other partisan interest, and shall not directly or indirectly solicit, require, collect, or receive any money, service, other valuable material from any person or entity for such purposes. Therefore, it's really a no-no for teachers to campaign for a specific candidate or any candidate, especially if they have to share it in social media, in Facebook, and YouTube. So it's really totally a no-no. So it's very important for teachers to be careful. They have to be fair in everything, especially in politics. Section 6. Every teacher shall vote and shall exercise all other constitutional rights and responsibilities. So teachers should exercise their rights and responsibilities. Section 7. A teacher shall not use his position or official authority or influence to coerce any other person to follow any political course of action. As mentioned earlier, it is a no-no to every teachers to take part to any political course of action or any political ideas or beliefs. Section 8. Every teacher shall enjoy academic freedom and shall have the privilege of sharing the product of his researches and investigations, provided that, if the results are inimical to the declared policies of the state, they shall be drawn to the proper authorities for appropriate remedial action. Article 3. The teacher and the community. Section 1. A teacher is a facilitator of learning and of the development of the youth. He shall therefore render the best service by providing an environment conducive to such learning and growth. It's really important for teachers to facilitate learning, because in this way youth can develop different skills that you can use in the future. Section 2. Every teacher shall provide leadership and initiative to actively participate in community movements for moral, social, educational, economic, and civil betterment. So teachers are really expected to show their talents to the community, to involve in the community movements. It's really important. The teachers should be willing and to be available in the service for the community that she belongs or he belongs. Section 3. Every teacher shall merit reasonable social recognition, for which purpose he shall behave with honor and dignity at all times, and refrain from such activities as gambling, smoking, drunkenness, and other excesses, much less illicit relations. And these are the really, missed out or overlooked responsibilities of teachers. And it is important that teachers should be guided, should be reminded of these values, these standards, because some are really offending these standards. So I believe that whenever there are seminars or orientations, the code of ethics for professional teachers must be reviewed, because some of the teachers are not really abiding to this set of standards. Section 4. Every teacher shall live for and with the community, and shall therefore study and understand local customs and traditions in order to have a sympathetic attitude. Therefore, refrain from disparaging the community. So it is really important that teachers have knowledge about the indigenous people, the way they live their lives, so that they will be able to sympathize to them, to empathize to the indigenous people and the people around the community that he or she lives. Section 5. Every teacher shall help the school keep the people in the community informed about the school's work and accomplishment, as well as its needs and problems. So it is a responsibility for teachers to let the community know the problems of the schools, so that the community will have an accountability for the school, so that they can help the school develop. Section 6. Every teacher is an intellectual leader in the community, especially in the barangay, and shall welcome the opportunity to provide such leadership when needed, to extend counseling services as appropriate, and to actively be involved in matters affecting the welfare of the people. So it's really important that teachers should see to it that they can be a help for the community, especially when people needed them. Section 7. Every teacher shall maintain harmonious and pleasant personal and official relations with all professional, with government officials, and with the people individually or collectively. So it's really important for teachers to have a good relationship to all the people in the community. By this, he can be an effective role model, not only for the children, but for the people around the community. Article 4. The teacher and the profession. Section 1. Every teacher shall actively help ensure that teaching is the noblest profession, and shall manifest genuine enthusiasm and pride in teaching as a noble calling. That's really great. Teachers should see to it that they maintain teaching as the noblest profession. Section 2. Every teacher shall uphold the highest possible standards of quality education, shall make the best preparation for the career of teaching, and shall be at his best in all times in the practice of his profession. So teacher should be at his best every time in the practice of his profession, even though there are a lot of troubles that is happening, but teachers should see to it that they are really effective and they are ready in everything, and that the quality of quality education or the quality of learning should be maintained. Section 3. Every teacher shall participate in continuing professional education (CPE) program of the Professional Regulation Commission, and shall pursue such other studies as will improve his efficiency enhance the prestige of the profession, and strengthen his competence, virtues, and productivity in order to be nationally and internationally competitive. So teachers should see to it that he continues learning even though he already has this profession. It is important for them to be productive, not only nationally but also internationally. Section 4. Every teacher shall help, if duly authorized, to seek support for the school, but shall not make improper misinterpretations through personal advertisement and other questionable means. Section 5. Every teacher shall use the teaching profession in a manner that makes it a dignified means for earning a decent living. Earning a decent living is really difficult, especially in this time, because there are a lot of things that can corrupt a person's mind. But I believe that teachers can really do something about it, because these values that are set to them. Article 5, the teacher and the teaching community. Section 1. Teachers shall at all times be imbued with the spirit of professional loyalty, mutual confidence and faith in one another, self-sacrifice for the common good, and full cooperation with colleagues. When the best interest of the learners, the school, or the profession is at stake in any controversy, teachers shall support one another. So, this section 1 of the Article 5 is encouraging teachers to be one team, or to be united, in order for them to fulfill effectively, or to effectively fulfill their duties as a teacher, or as an educator of learning. Section 2. A teacher is not entitled to claim for work not of his own, and shall give due credit for the work of others which he may use. Yes, this is very important, especially nowadays that in the internet we copy and paste. In Google we copy and paste. So it's really important for teachers to recognize the rightful owners of anything that he copied or pasted. Section 3. Before leaving his position, a teacher shall organize and leave to his successor such records and other data as are necessary to carry out on the work. Section 4. A teacher shall hold inviolate or confidential information concerning associates and the school, and shall not divulge to anyone documents which have not yet been officially released, or remove records from the files without official permission. This is really important also for teachers to be careful in releasing information, especially if the information should not be released at this moment, or in removing records that should not be removed. So teachers should be careful. Section 5. It shall be the responsibility of every teacher to seek correctives for what may appear to be unprofessional and unethical conduct of any associate. This may be done only if there is incontrovertible evidence for such conduct. Section 6. A teacher may submit to the proper authorities any justifiable criticism against an associate, preferably in writing, without violating any right of the individual concerned. Section 7. A teacher may apply for a vacant position for which he is qualified, provided that he respects the system of selection on the basis of merit and competence, provided further that all qualified candidates are given the opportunity to be considered. Article 6. The teacher and the higher authorities in the Philippines. Section 1. A teacher shall make it his duty to make an honest effort to understand and support the legitimate policies of the school and the administration, regardless of personal feeling or private opinion, and shall faithfully carry them out. Section 2. A teacher shall not make any false accusations or charges against peers, especially under anonymity. However, if there are valid charges, he should present such under oath to competent authority. So, there should be no false charges against administrators or anyone. So teachers should be careful. They should not make anything personal so that everything will be fine. It is important that teachers should not step others in order for them to climb for their success. Section 3. A teacher shall transact all official business through channels except when special conditions warrant a different procedure, such as when reforms are advocated but are opposed by the immediate supervisor, in which case the teacher shall appeal directly to the appropriate higher authority. Section 4. A teacher, individually or as part of a group, has a right to seek redress against injustice and discrimination, and to the extent possible shall raise his grievances within democratic process. In doing so, he shall avoid jeopardizing the interest and welfare of learners whose right to learn must be respected. Section 5. A teacher has a right to invoke the principle that appointments, promotions, and transfers of teachers are made only in the basis of merit and need in the interest of the service. Section 6. A teacher who accepts a position assumes a contractual obligation to live up to his contract, assuming full knowledge of the employment terms and conditions. Article 7. School officials, teachers, and other personnel. Section 1. School officials shall at all times show professional courtesy, helpfulness, and sympathy towards teachers and other personnel, such as practices being standards of effective school supervision, dignified administration, responsible leadership, and enlightened direction. Section 2. School officials, teachers, and other school personnel shall consider it their cooperative responsibility to formulate policies or introduce important changes in the system at all levels. So teachers or any officials or any other person can introduce any changes in the system of all levels. Section 3. School officials shall encourage and attend to the professional growth of all teachers under them, just as in recommending them for promotion, giving them due recognition for meritorious performance, and allowing them to participate in conferences and training programs. So it is imperative for teachers to attend to seminars, trainings for the development or for the growth of their career. Section 4. No school official shall dismiss or recommend for dismissal a teacher or other subordinates except for cause. Section 5. School authorities concerned shall ensure that public school teachers are employed in accordance with pertinent civil service rules, and private school teachers are issued contracts specifying the terms of condition of their work, provided that they are given, if qualified, subsequent permanent tenure in accordance with existing laws, and provided further that they are duly registered and licensed professional teachers. Article 8. The teacher and the learner. Section 1. A teacher has the right and duty to determine the academic marks and the promotion of learners in the subject or grades they handle. Such determination shall be in accordance with generally accepted procedures of evaluation and measurement. In case of any complaint, teachers concerned shall immediately take appropriate action observing the process. It is a teacher's favor to make marks about the students' progresses in school, and teachers should not take this opportunity or take advantage of this favor to students. He must make the marks of the student honestly in accordance with their performance in school, or in accordance with their academic performance in school. Section 2. A teacher shall recognize that the interests and welfare of learners are his first and foremost concern. and shall handle each learner justly and impartially. So teachers should not show favoritism in his learners. Section 3. Under no circumstance shall a teacher be prejudiced nor discriminatory against any learner. Section 4. A teacher shall not accept favors or gifts from learners, their parents, or others in their behalf in exchange for requested concessions, especially if undeserved. Yes. So this is really a controversial thing to accept gifts. This would not mean that, for example, if it is a teacher's birthday to the students, or a student gives gift to the teacher, that is all right. But if the teacher is given gift because the student wanted to become an honor student, and that's what we call bribe, and it's a no-no for teachers to do it. Section 5. A teacher shall not accept directly or indirectly any remuneration from tutorials other than what is authorized for such service. So teachers, you cannot collect anything from your student if you are not authorized for that service. Section 6. A teacher shall base the evaluation of the learner's work only on merit and quality of academic performance. Section 7. In a situation where mutual attraction and subsequent love develop between teacher and learner, the teacher shall exercise utmost professional discretion to avoid scandal, gossip, and preferential treatment of the learner. So this is something that should be avoided by teachers, but you can't avoid being attracted to your pupil or your pupil being attracted to you. But you can avoid scandal, gossip, and preferential treatment of the learner. So Section 8. A teacher shall not inflict corporal punishment on offending learners, nor make deductions from their scholastic ratings as a punishment for acts which are clearly not manifestations of poor scholarship. So teachers should be careful about their decision in deducting or decreasing ratings because they are offended by the learners. So teachers should be more discreet in this area. Section 9. A teacher shall ensure that conditions contributive to the maximum development of learners are adequate and shall extend needed assistance to prevent or solving learners' problems and difficulties. Article 9. The teacher and parents. Section 1. A teacher shall establish and maintain cordial relations with parents and shall conduct himself to merit their confidence and respect. Section 2. A teacher shall inform parents through proper authorities of the progress or deficiencies of learners under him, exercising utmost candor and tact in pointing out learners' deficiencies and in seeking parents' cooperation for the proper guidance and improvement of learners. Section 3. A teacher shall hear parents' complaints with sympathy and understanding, and shall discourage unfair criticism. In this section, it's important for teachers to have a good relationship with their parents, to be transparent to parents about their children's scholastic performance, and teachers should always see to it that parents are always involved in the activities of their pupils, of their children in school, because as parents are involved to their students' affairs in school, then I believe that's one thing that the student will be more motivated in doing their activities or in in learning. Article 10, the teacher and business. Section 1. A teacher has a right to engage directly on or indirectly in legitimate income generation, provided that it does not relate to or adversely affect his work. So teachers are given the opportunity to engage in any income generating projects or businesses, but it should not affect his work as his profession as a teacher. Section 2. A teacher shall maintain a good reputation with respect to financial matters, such as in the settlement of his just debts, loans, and other financial affairs. So teachers should see to it that if they have credits or loans, they will be able to pay on time so that their profession or their good reputation should be maintained, knowing that they are teachers in profession and teachers should maintain a good reputation. Section 3. No teacher shall act directly or indirectly as agent of or be financially interested in any commercial venture which furnish textbooks and other school commodities, in the purchase and disposal of which he can exercise official influence, except only when his assignment is inherently related to such purchase and disposal, provided that such shall be in accordance with existing regulations. Section 11. The teacher as a person. Section 1. A teacher shall live with dignity in all places at all times. Section 2. A teacher shall place premium upon self-respect and self-discipline as the principle of personal behavior in all relationship with others and in all situations. Section 3. A teacher shall maintain at all times a dignified personality which could serve as a model worthy of emulation by learners, peers, and others. And Section 4. A teacher shall always recognize the Almighty God or being as guide of his own destiny and of the destinies of men and nations. So, as a summary of the Article 11, the teacher as a person, the teacher should always be dependent to God in order for the teacher or for him to maintain his dignity in all places at all times. So it is important for teachers to recognize that there is God, who is a guide in everything. Article 12, disciplinary action. Section 1. Any violation of any provision of this code shall be sufficient ground for the imposition against the erring teacher of disciplinary action, consisting of revocation of his certificate of registration and license as professional teacher, suspension from the practice of the teaching profession, reprimand or cancellation of his temporary or special permit under causes specified in Section 23, Article 3 of Republic Act 7836, and under Rule 31, Article 8 of the Rules and Regulations implementing Republic Act Number 7836. Article 13. Effectivity. Section 1. This code shall be approved by the Professional Regulation Commission and shall take effect after 60 days following its publication in the Official Gazette or any newspaper of general circulation, whatever is earlier. Done in the city of Manila, this 11th day of November, 1998. The Code of Ethics for Professional Teacher was crafted on November 11, 1998, and its effectivity date will be 60 days after its release on the Official Gazette. So the teachers of this 20th century is still bound for the Code of Ethics for professional teachers, and this is one thing that teachers should be proud of. Because of these standards, we're able to be effectively doing our duty as a teacher, and we are able to shape the hearts and minds of children to be more, to learn more, to be more productive in their work. And it's very important for teachers to always remember, to always review, to always evaluate oneself if you are still abiding or adhering to the code of ethics for professional teachers. I know that we have 24 hours a day, and we can reflect to all the works that, or all the things that we did every day.